We are united in our condemnation of racial injustice and the murder of Black citizens in our national and local communities.
We are united in our commitment to dismantling systems of oppression against Black students and students of color in our school communities.
We believe that our schools are sacred places grounded in love for Madison's youth.
We believe that honest conversation with regard to racial bias and racist practices is paramount to progress.
We are anti-racist leaders and allies.
We are the principals of Madison's 6 high schools.
We are united.
Good evening, I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Charlotte Deleste. Tonight, we are here to celebrate Madison West High School, class of 2020.
Now, we know this is not how your senior year was supposed to end. No one expected this. You were shortchanged out of the final months in the building you kind of grew up in with the people who helped mold you into the person you are today. But this pandemic doesn't change what you've accomplished, doesn't take away any memories you've collected over the past 4 years. It doesn't have the power to take away your hopes, your dreams, your ambitions, and it can't stop you from becoming a change maker in this world.
Our advice to you isn't coming from any textbook or how-to manual, but rather our own personal experiences. It's true, in a world where you can be anything, be kind. Start there with whatever you want to do, where you want to go, who you want to be. For many people, being authentically kind doesn't kick in until something traumatic occurs in their life and gives them perspective. Don't wait. Start now.
So give your time, your talents, your love without conditions. Giving is one of the greatest, most fulfilling actions you can do. Use your power to make something better. You have everything you need within you to make a change in your community and even the world.
See the beauty around you because it's there. Even when you think none exist, just look harder. Practice gratitude. Find 3 things every day you are grateful for. The benefits of doing this are endless, and you'll become an even better human. And finally, remember this. There are no regrets in life. There are only lessons.
So Madison West class of 2020, keep moving forward and enjoy the road ahead.
Welcome, graduates, friends, family, faculty, and staff, to this special celebration of the Madison West High School Class of 2020. Born to make history. Presented by News 3 Now and streamed live on Channel 3000.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Class of 2020. The commencement ceremony traditionally begins with our processional into the Kohl Center led by your honor marshals. This is your processional. Congratulations, class of 2020.
Welcome. I am Karen Boran, the proud principal of West High School, and it is an honor to welcome you today to our commencement ceremonies for the class of 2020. The class of 2020 was making history long before COVID-19 raised its ugly head. This is the class that rallied behind Marlon Anderson and ensured his return to us at West. This is the class that helped organize the student strike against gun violence, and the class that asked for more protection for our immigrant families. This is the class that has marched peacefully in the streets of Madison after the brutal murder of George Floyd. But COVID-19 did happen, and suddenly it was March 13th, and school was closed, and our world was turned upside down. If we are to create a just and civil society, then we will need the wisdom and the courage of many voices. Who better than the class of 2020 to guide us? The class of 2020, like all MMSD students, was asked to embrace overnight online learning at home without support in a time when academic rigor was lowered and the social emotional demands of learning were increased. The class of 2020 was told by us, don't worry. When you asked reasonable questions about your plans for the fall, we told you, don't worry. Grades won't matter. We said, don't worry. Colleges and university and post-secondary institutions won't look at second semester GPA. We said, don't worry. COVID-19 is happening to everyone. We asked you to trust us. We asked you to look beyond personal sacrifice to the greater good. And yet we never asked you if you wanted to be the class upon which all of this experimentation was completed. We never asked. Tonight's program is called the Class of 2020, a class that made history. And what does that mean? It means that you have a unique opportunity to show us that you know how to rise up above personal loss of important senior rituals to using what you have experienced and what you have learned to help ensure that the future in which we all live will be informed by what you already know and believe. We are asking you to use your voice. We're asking all West students and families to use their voices, because otherwise we cannot ensure that the integrity and equity of our teaching and learning and the inclusion of our climate and culture can occur without your voice. We need your voice.
Hi, I'm Maya Williamson Schaefer. At the end of my first cross-country season, I told a senior that those were the longest 2 months of my life, and I didn't know how I was going to make it through 3 more years. She laughed and told me she had thought the same thing at the end of her freshman year. And then I blinked, she said, and now I've run my last race. It goes by so quickly. I didn't believe her at the time. I saw 3 more years of grueling hill workouts, mile repeats at Vilas in the blistering sun, and races in the freezing wind and rain. How could that ever go by quickly? And then I blinked. And suddenly, I was a senior, standing in the middle of the cheer circle before my last race. I told the freshmen the same story. So even when the workout seems terrible, I said, try to stop and look around. Enjoy the little moments before they're gone. In some ways, cross-country was a lot like high school. We spent 4 years running from early morning practices to late-night rehearsals, scrambling from class to class and final to final. The days were long, and the nights were never long enough to actually sleep. Sometimes it seemed like the sweet mercy of graduation would never come. And then we blinked. And now it's over. For the last 3 months or so, I've had a lot of time to think about West High. And it turns out, the nights I barely slept after a late rehearsal, the races I finished in tears, the homework I tried to cram in before the warning bell, none of it seems to matter anymore. Life has become so much bigger than any final or Fine Arts Week performance. When I think back on West High, the once big things seem insignificant, and somehow, the little moments are all I can really remember. A glimpse of sunlight peeking above the tennis courts and streaming through the window on the way up to physics. A door held open just another second after the final bell rings. A hug from the friend at the end of a very long day. Even a smile shared during passing time now seems precious. So if there's one thing I've learned from high school, it's that time goes by quickly, and somehow life moves faster and faster every year. I know that the coming years will bring greater adventures, and if they're anything like the last few months, even greater challenges than mile repeats or an uncurved Spanish final. And I know that one day, we'll blink, and they too will become distant memories. So I'm giving us all the same advice I gave those freshmen. Slow down. Stop and look around. No matter how grueling the present can seem, find little moments of joy and hold on to them before they're gone. Thank you, West High, for all those little moments I now hold dear. I hope that each and every one of you will remember the moments we've shared and find new moments wherever the next few years take you before you blink again. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Danielle Krim. The class of 2020. Every single year of my life, I was told that I am in the class of 2020, and 2020 is my year. The year I'll go to prom, the year I'll graduate, and the year I get to grow up and move on. Every year as 2020 got closer, it seemed more and more unbelievable exactly how close it was. But now, the year has arrived, and so is my graduation day, our graduation day. And while this day is not how any of us expected it to be, this is the day we get to look back so that we can move forward. So much can be said about my time at West High School. From the day I first stepped foot in the building to the day we were told we wouldn't be going back. I've made so many amazing friends and so many lasting memories. Memories of the classes, the homework, the tests, and the teachers. All such wonderful memories. But my favorite thing about attending West High School wasn't the school itself, but the traditions. The traditions we continued and the traditions we made are the reasons why I will never forget my time here. Before coming to high school, I wasn't someone that liked to stand out. I used to be an introvert, and I was relatively shy. Coming to West High School allowed me to try new things and meet new people. To be taken under the wings of students from years past and taught the traditions so that I could take part in them myself. Traditions like a wonderful cheer team hyping up every football game. Traditions like homecoming, midwinter, and prom odds where groups could be celebrated. Traditions like an incredible music and theater program that I was honored to be a part of. Traditions like singing Valentines, disrupting classes for the love of song. Traditions like the most powerful Black student union in the city. And traditions like Fine Arts Week, displaying the amazing talent we have at the school. Class of 2020, we have had the amazing opportunity to experience these traditions. Now is the time to take what we've learned and use it to grow from teenagers into adults. Now is the time to take the initiative in our lives and do what we know is best. Now is the time to turn what used to be dreams into a reality. The class of 2020, we did it.
Hi, I'm Danica St. Maurice. West High School class of 2020. We were born in the aftermath of 9/11, and we graduate in the midst of a global pandemic. I never imagined in a million years that our graduation ceremony would look like this. I am grateful that we have the ability to celebrate even among these trying circumstances. However, I am heartbroken that after 4 years at West and 12 years of school, I am forced to say goodbye in this way. Our final day of school should have been June 10th, not March 13th. We should have filled our yearbooks with signatures and walked down the halls of our cherished school one final time, knowing it would be our last. We should have said goodbye to our teachers and wished our friends well. We should have walked down the steps of Ash or out the doors of Regent and turned to look back, knowing what lies ahead. Instead, we have to reflect on our memories and the times we did have, focusing on the years to come as we all begin the next chapter of our lives. Though our future is uncertain, and we are not moving on to the next steps in the ways we had envisioned, I know we will all succeed. I have had the pleasure of getting to know our class throughout the years, and I have met some of the most wonderful people I think I ever will. The community we have built at our school, in the classroom, on the field or in the gym, and on the stage, is amazing. We have something truly special that should not be taken for granted. As I reflect on my time at West, I am reminded how meaningful each year was. In our freshman year, we had our first football game, first homecoming dance, first Fine Arts Week. It was a year filled with new experiences, and with each one, our love for our community and each other grew. In our sophomore year, we learned how to drive and started to realize the major inconvenience that is 2-hour parking. In our junior year, we were finally considered upperclassmen, And as our time at West was becoming shorter, we began to set our sights on our future. Finally, in our senior year, we had some of our last. Our last first day of school, our last parade in Odd, our last time being a regent. Now, as we graduate from high school, we get to start the cycle again. It's scary, but also incredibly exciting. Not only do we get to enter the world of adults, or the real world, as it's often referred to, even though I would consider the stress of high school very real, but we get the opportunity to make our own choices. These next years can be spent abroad, in the military, learning a trade or working a job, or we can continue on with school. The important part is that we have the choice. We have the ability to decide for ourselves what we want to do, what we have a passion for, and that's crucial as we move forward. I remember back to my freshman year and what I had envisioned high school would look like. I remember the combination of fear and excitement the first time I walked inside. I feel that again now. As I think about what the future holds, I am filled with anticipation, but also a hint of anxiety because I know what I am leaving behind. All of us were helped by friends, family, and teachers who aided us in becoming who we are today. These people were with us for the journey and impacted us immensely. But now, we go on by ourselves, and I know that we will all be successful and thrive in these next steps. So, good luck, Regents. Our time together has been filled with precious memories, memories I will not soon forget. I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thank you.
Superintendent Dr. Jane Belmar, Chief of High Schools Michael Hernandez, and the MMSE Board of Education, I hereby certify that all the students presented today, the Madison West High School class of 2020, have met all the requirements for graduation as set forth by board policy and are ready to receive their high school diplomas from the Madison Metropolitan School District. It is with great pride that I present the class of 2020.
Mikal Aaron, Kyle Adler, Brandon Adorno Colon, Naji Afghan, Christian Aguilar Mariano, Oscar An, Seamus Al Obeidi, Martin Albino Hernandez, Rowan Alexander, Jonathan Alfaroan, Isaiah Ali, Marley Allende Dominguez, Anya Alston, Joseph Amin Lavaki, Mac Anderson, Bodie Anderson Brown, Dana Anderson, Emily Anderson, Noah Anderson, Elizabeth Andrzejewski, Cassandra Angeles, Kaylee Anan Zeno, Benjamin Oppel, Calvin Armstrong, Dane Armwald, Kieran Aurora, Simone Asen Klaskin, Stephanie Ashley, Grace Oxberger, Sophia Oren, Maxwell Banks, Jack Barber, Xavier Barbouche, Matthew Barfield, William Barford, Annalisa Barnard, Kia Barnett, Miles Bauer, Gabriella Baum, Camden Bond, Madeline Becker, Quinn Byrne, Ernesto Bell, Mary Benson, Graham Berridge, Sarah Besteman, Julius Beal, Cyrus Bierlein, Theodore Bierlin, Kalia Blady, Johann Buck, Kurt Borcherding, Dylan Bormet, Chloe Bauska, Nicholas Bowman, Erdi Breimar, Melissa Brand, Rosemary Braun, Michaela Braxton, Yamilet Brito, Jacob Brosnia, Sairung Brunner, Kailash Budatoki, Quinn Boomin, Victor Bulat, Delora Bunkley, Darian Burks, Callie Buscemi, Lynette Bush, Riley Bush, Margot Bush, Stephen Bustamante, Eileen Bustillo Bulnes, Carlos Bustillo, Alejandra Butcher Salazar, Alana Kerr, Stefan Caldaruru, Liliana Caldwell, Karina Callahan, Calvin Cow, Lisanis Carcases, Angelia Cardenas, Casper Carnal, Matilda Karn, Miriam Kari, Isaac Casey Hrenak, Christian Castro Lima, Akashtia Chakraborty, Hungsuk Chung, Ndanwi Chi, Noah Christensen, Ladarius Clark, Chiquema Clark Richmond, Destiny Clark, Joseph Clark, Dane Consigny, Alejandra Contreras, Paige Cooper, Fabiola Coria, Casey Cotharn, Claire Court, Lara Kramer, Paul Cranley, Theodore Crass, Kelly Craven, Danielle Krim, Max Cristobal, Nicole Cristobal, Christian Cruz Montes de Oca, Elias Dahl, Robert Daly Steele, Adrian Danielle, Zaria Davis, Charles Deck, Gunts Durin, Jessica Deschaines, Areli Diaz Moran, Ani Dickerson, Dai Dong, Jeremiah Douglas, Suzanne Downey, Ronan Doyle, Maya Dresang, Maximilian Drexler, Lauren Duer, Shannon Duncan, Gabian Darusel, Samuel Dyer, Chaya Ike Griton, Lamiz El Hassan, Annika Elkins Ofsted, Ellie Ensel,
Tonio Ermakov, Bryant Espinosa, Kyle Estak, Juan Eugenio Martinez, Jessica Evans, Daria Fothrun, Noah Fair, Samantha Feldstein, Charles Feller, Anay Fernandez Melgarejo, Jimena Fernandez Melgarejo, Andrew Fernandez, Paula Fiegel, Lauren Finnegan, Dagan Fishbane, Ashley Fleming, Layla Fletcher, Angeles Flores Ruiz, Deshawn Ford, Mayana Ford, LaShawn Forrest, Eli Friedman, Terrence Freeman, Abigail Frey, Beckett Frey, Charles Frey, Lucy Friedman, Gavin Frings, Parnassus Funk, Grail Gallagher, Wendy Gamoneda Santos, Yasmin Garcia Salapa, Zaira Garcia, Jonathan Garcia Morales, Logan Garner, Christina Garnett, Olivia Gartner, Julian Gary, Andrew Gates, Brett Garrick, Alex Gandhi, Sophia Gibson, Kaneen Gilmer Jacobs, Griffin Glassel, Clara Goldberg, Grace Goldenberg, Max Goldstein, Sukana Gamden, Enrique Gonzalez, Josue Gonzalez, Angel Gonzalez, Nishon Goodwin, Eli Gore, Ethan Gottschalk, Ramel Guala, Amaya Grant Scott, Samuel Green, Ilana Greenspan, Maria Gross, Liam Gunn, Sophia Gunst, Prasoon Guragain, Biki Gurung, Alan Alexis Gutierrez Contreras, Cairo Gutierrez, Kevin Gutierrez Milan, Adamari Gutierrez, Araceli Gutierrez, Ariana Gutierrez, Lucas Hammer, Anton Hansen, Justin Hansen, Elizabeth Hansen, Yemi Harding, Isaac Hardy, Preston Hargrave, Sonia Harnish, Joseph Harris, Josiah Harris, Ayub Harrison, Rama Hashi, Timothy Hawkins, Sophie Heaslett, Mary Hegeman, Michael Heinz, Zachary Heinz, Taylor Henner Ulansky, Paj Dwabich Her, Brian Hernandez, Madeline Herndon, Oscar Herrera, Carl Herring, Kian Hong, Astrid Hooper Lofton, Aaron House, Tavon Howard, Robert Howell, Benjamin Hoyt, Devin Huey, William Huntington, Evelyn Hurley, Ahmed Idada, Daniel Ibarra, Elena Ijek, Maxwell Eisenberg, Max Ivory, Egypt Jackson Payton, Soren Jackson, Nicholas Jacobs, Zachary Jaffrey, Usman Jallo, Michael Janowicz, Rafael Jasso, Abdu Jeng, Vicente Jimenez, Yael Jimenez, Sophia Johansson, Tyranny Johnson, Tess Johnson, Ethan Jones, Jayla Jordan, Helen Joswiak, Perla Juarez Cruz, Hope Judge, Elijah LaRue, Devon Kalupa, Liam Cantor, Nicholas Conturas, Mia Paris, Gibson K, Celia Kessler, Alante Kincaid, Caden Kirkpatrick, Lyle Kirsch, Lena Katina, Samuel Kleinmeyer, Alexa Claude, Sylvia Knaus, Rihanna Knope, Jenna Cole, Peter Kraus, Daniel Sobek, Reed Kunsai, Michael Kuhn, Achemsa Kum, Regan Kunish, Ella Kunstman,
Miet Labar, Mariana Laredo Jimenez, Henry Larson, Oscar Larson, Adam Lee, Rachel Liebfried, Alexander Lemonis, Grace Leonard, Shannon Lewis, Abigail Lezema Duran, Jenny Lee, Samantha Lee, Logan Lean, Benton Lycos, Deepesh Limbu, Destiny Lloyd, George Logan, Carlos Lopez Bueso, Fabiola Lopez Morales, Laura Lopez, Xavier Lopez, Wa Lor, Sarah Lovell, Samuel Liu, Stepan Lukashev, Lucas Lynch, Samuel Lynch, Alexander Lyons, Marcus Mack, Forrest McKay, Watan Mahdi, Theodore Mahaffey, Chelsea Maldonado, Cecilia Maravilla, John Merrick, Mateo Merrick, Naya Martin, Seth Martin Wright, Mary Martin, Genevieve Martinez, Jessica Martinez, Stephanie Mauricio, Gabrielle Mays, Sean McAllister, Henry McAlvana, Zachary McDowell, Ian McPhee, Irene McCosey, Juan Pablo Machen, Stephanie Machen, Matthew Mello, Chelsea Melnick, Claudia Mena, Brian Mendez, Zachary Mercier, Kevin Mesa Rodriguez, Celia Michaud, Leah Mickelson, Grace Middleton, Sophia Miller Grande, Rupert Miller,
Jamaica Mills,
Jemiah Mills, Cesar Miranda Luz, Sikleli Miranda, Destiny Miranda, Catherine Moser, Diego Mojica,
Misael Montes Garcia,
Hannah Moore,
Marcus Moore,
Britannia Moravia, Jesus Morales Gutierrez, Arlene Morena Lopez, Andrique Moreno Rivas, Margaret Morgan, Emma Moritz, Jason Morris, Helen Moylan, Vaughn Minch, Miles Mullen, Rowan Murphy, Seamus Murphy, Emma Nathanson, Bram Navsaria, Kevin Noxie, Jake Nemke, Koki Nemoto, Carter Newberry, Tenzin Nawang, Lashaya Nicholson, Silas Nickel, Katrine Valerie Novichkov, Megan O'Neill, Zoe O'Neill, Thomas O'Shea, German Ocelotl, William Okerman, Bennett Olson, Tawaime Ortega, Nanami Oshimura, Eric Pais Hondrick, Lucas Parana, Garrison Parker, Juanita Patwangson, Natalia Peterson, Sheffield Peterson, Marcos P., Eleanor Pisek, Lucinda Pickett, Simon Pioli Dunham, Henry Pitch, Melody Plata, Sergio Plazola, Eli Pollock, Erica Portillo, James Postal, Esmeralda Prado, Shoshana Prager, Natalie Pricer, Robert Pride, Luca Pulvermacher, Mitchell Pertel, Lupita Quechol, Joseph Rademacher, Susmita Rai, Maya Ramirez Corten, Delijah Randall, Ryan Reed, Noah Reeson, Delaney Reichert, James Richmond, William Richmond, Ellis Ringel, Arcana Ringler, Hannah Ringquist, Jairi Rios,
William Roach, Coleman Robbins, Nikita Robinson, Francisco Rodriguez, Christina Rohr, Audrey Rollo, Catherine Romaine, Geraldine Romero, Andrew Rose, Amalie Rosenhagen, Celia Ross Serna, Deborah Rudin, Matthew Ruggiero, Rachel Runsheimer, Allison Sanders, Bobby Sanders, Christian Sandlin, Kari Sanford, Matthew Satterfield, Nicolette Satterfield, Joseph Schock, Elise Schmidt, Matthias Schunemann, Julia Scully, Jonah Sobranik, Mariah Segovia, Patrick Severson, Cole Shabesta, Aaron Sherman, Liam Shiring, Tan Showers, Tien Showers, Toby Seibert, Bhakti Siddiqui, Jennifer Siementhal, Diamond Smart, Emily Smedberg, Charles Smith, Elijah Smith, Samir Soberon Chejade, Lauren Spangler, Thomas Spike, Isabella Spitznagel, Danica St. Moritz, Jackson Stair, Mary Stanley, Olivia Stanley, Tristan Starry, Jacob Statz, Nadia Steffen, Jericho Stern, Sophie Stockline, Ernst Stolzenberg, Samuel Stryker, Sushila Suba, Aaliyah Sweeney, Precious Talley, Suk Tamang, Marco Tepepa, Stuart Thomason, Anna Thompson, Ezra Thompson, Lauren Thompson, Keely Tisdall, Jackson Tobin, Paul Traore, Grant Tucker, Deshanti Turner, Tanaya Turner, Alex Ugalde Valdez, Cristian Ugalde, Edwin Upham, Jeremy Urim, Joseph Uri, Annika Fowler, Camille Vadas, Ashley Baye, Sean Valley, Diedrich Van Lusenberg Maas, Julia Vander Ark, Juliette Vang, Kalina Vang, Regan Vernoche, Simone Vorperian, Artasia Wallace, Nolan Walters, Megan Wong, Tiana Ward, Abigail Weaver, Grace Weigel, Carol Ann Weir, Joanna Weir, Jordan Weston, Max Wygant, Jackson Wheeler, Devanand White, Neva White, Scarlett White, Benjamin Wiest, Stephen Wilkie, Leilani Williams, Maya Williamson Schaefer, Amani Wilson, Lily Winslow, Owen Wischoff, Lars Vitrick, Jalessa Wyatt, Maria Rosa Shelwa Cimarron, Shaman Shong, Anna Sistris, Henry Yekel, Angelia Yang, David Yang, Shong Yang, Sage Yerger, Kennedy Yonk, Biaka Said, Christian Sadinana, Ula Sarnowska, Isabel Zuckerberg.
West High School Class of 2020. Please rise and stand together at this time. The time-honored tradition of moving our tassels from right to left symbolizes your shift from student to graduate. Together as a class, please move your tassels from right to left. Congratulations, Class of 2020.
Until that time I must, alas, only in memory greet you.
But often I will sit and stare and think upon this evening rare.
Come beneath me and prepare, for now farewell and thank you. Here's to song, here's to time, here's to both with friends of mine. Here's to friends who raise their voices high. Kings have riches widely laid, lords have land, but then again we have friends and song no wealth can buy. Kings have riches widely laid, lords have land, but then again we have friends and song no wealth can buy. Kings have riches widely laid, lords have land, but then again we have friends and song no wealth can
Thank you, graduates, friends, family, faculty, and staff, for joining News 3 Now and Channel 3000 for this special celebration Class of 2020, born to make history.